What's going on, my fitness coach? I'm here with my client, Dawson, and we made $8,619 in 8 hours. What's up, G?
What's up, bro? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Really fantastic.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting for this.
Dude, this is exciting. How long have you been with me now?
Since June 2021. So this is coming up into my third year.
Cool. So we made $8,000 in 8 hours. Just a little bit of context, a little bit of backstory for you all that are listening to this podcast and watching this YouTube. Dawson reached out to me after I hacked Chado's Instagram account. And if you haven't watched the I Hacked Chado's Instagram account, you missing out. We got a series now. So basically, I hacked Chado's Instagram account in 72 hours, and we ended up generating $7,000 in 72 hours. Well, Dawson reached out, and he's like, dude, hack my account. Like, what the hell? And initially, I didn't want to. I don't know if I committed to you yet or not right away.
It wasn't right away.
Yeah.
I was harassing you.
You were harassing me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it because, like, dude, it's a lot of work, man. Like, when me and Chado did it, like, we were here for like 3 days straight. Like, it was like every day we started the day, 8 a.m., we'd go till 8 p.m., and then he'd come over to my house the next morning. And like at the end of the weekend, I was like, kill me now. Like, yeah, that's it. That's over.
Even after the 8 hours that we did, it was like, I was fucking tired. I had to like get conked out at the end of the day.
Dude, it was intense. Like when Cole came into the room twice, and if you guys, dude, if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, you need to subscribe on YouTube right now. Go to Brian Mark and subscribe, because when this YouTube comes out, it's going to blow your mind. But Cole came down here twice, and he was like, yo, it's fucking intense in here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we needed to make money. So we're going to talk about how we made it. But first, let's do a backstory let's go back to baby Dawson before you joined the program. Like, where did you start?
Okay, yeah. So I probably started when I was like into fitness, probably when I was like 16 years old. I was just like any other like skinny kid, wanting to get like stronger for a sport. I used to play basketball.
Yep.
And I was like working out all the time, like gained a little bit of confidence, went to university, gained a fuck ton of weight by accident, obviously, as like goes when you're in your first year of university.
Yep.
And I was studying kinesiology at the time. So then all the shit was happening, working out, busy, working at gyms too at the time. And then I ended up losing a bunch of weight because I was like 230 pounds after my first university. I went from like 180 to like 230. It was fucking ridiculous for me. So I lost weight and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. A bunch of people started asking me like how to do that. So I was like helping my friends and all. Like, this is when I'm like 18, 19 years old, still working at gyms. Fast forward a couple years, I'm working at another gym and I'm like doing like personal training sales for them at the front desk. And I was like one of the top representatives in British Columbia for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Like, probably a good time for me to ask for a raise. Didn't end up working out in my favor, even though I was like busting my ass working like 12 hours a day there. Yeah, pretty much ended up like finding you and Cole on social media and then joined the program because I was like in school. All I wanted to do was be a PT. And I was like, I don't need to finish my degree to do that. So I was in my third year of kin at the time.
Yeah.
And then I dropped out, became personal trainer, got my cert years ago, and then just started taking everything online. And then fast forward 3 years, here we are.
So do you remember the conversation me and you had on podcast?
Oh yeah, when I first moved here.
You want to fucking bring it up?
Yeah, so Brian pretty much bitched me out on pod chats. This is like, it was like in September of 2022, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I went on there and I was like, yeah, like I'm making like 8K a month, and then some months I'll make like 4K, but like I'm doing fine, like my expenses are covered. And Brian's just like, dude, like you can make 8K a month, why don't you make fucking 10? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, like I'm just kind of chilling right now. And he pretty much just like teared me apart on the podcast in front of like 60 other people pretty much. And I actually ended up applying at Iron Energy Gym. And then he's like, nah, fuck it. You're not working at my gym. You've got to work on your business. Fuck you. And I was like, oh, all right. So I took that and I just kept like grinding harder. And then the next month I hit 10K and I've never been under that in like, that was October 2022. And yeah, I've never been under 10K in however many years and months that is.
Dude, I love that. I want to pause on that for a second because like I challenge the shit out of you. I remember like, it's my job as a mentor to challenge people. And I remember like, you were like, yeah, you know, I apply to work at a gym. I'm like, you're not working at my fucking gym, dude. Like, you're making $8,000 a month. I'm like, you're going to work at my gym. I'm like, I'm flattered. That's fucking awesome, but not a fucking chance because you have your own business to run. And I knew, I'm like, anytime, if you're listening to this right now and you're making like 3 to 5K a month, you're making 3 to 5K a month. The only reason you're not making more is because you're just not going all in. That's it. And so like, if you think about like your business IQ, it's not like the amount of information that you learned in the next 60 days, like massively transformed. You just transformed.
Yeah, to be honest, the shit that I know now versus what I knew back when I was doing like 8K is probably like maybe like a 15% difference of like my knowledge. It's just I wasn't implementing all the shit that I had to. Like back when I was only making like 8K a month, I'd make like 8K in like 14 days and I'd just be chilling for 14 days. I'm sure a lot of you guys listening to this probably like relate to that as well. Because it's like once you get your expenses covered, you're like, oh, cool. Like I'm just chilling. Like I don't need to make any more money. Next month's going to be fine. I know that. But like you have to flip a switch and actually like go all in, like Brian said, if you want to hit that next level and join the 10K mastermind, join the $1 million mastermind, whatever you're doing. It's not like good enough just to be like all in for like half the month. It just doesn't work out that way. Like,
Yeah, and now it's like when Dawson first started, like I don't want to speak for you. Like how much money were you making online when you first joined the program?
I had 2 clients paying me $200 Canadian a month.
Okay, so $200. So you're making $400 per month when you first started. And then do you remember what your social media, just give me a ballpark, Instagram and TikTok?
1,000
followers. And now, last month was your record breaking month, right?
Yeah, 36K.
$36,000 in 1 month, by the way, which is fucking dope. And we just made $8,000. Oh, wait, no, we're going to get into that. We made $8,000 in 8 hours. And how many followers do you have on social media now?
On TikTok, we're at 960,000. Instagram is at 379,000. Facebook's coming up to 100. We're at like 93 or 94,000.
So he's almost at 1.5 million followers on all social media platforms. He's making $36,000 a month. How's that feel?
Feels good. Not quite where I want to be, but I mean.
Welcome to the game, bro. Welcome to the game.
Welcome
to the game.
Yeah, no, it feels really fucking good. Like looking back at like where I was. And another thing too, a lot of people will think like followers means more money, but that's not necessarily the case. Like I was hitting 15K months when I had like 5,000 total followers on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the way that you show up on social media is like how you actually build your business. And yeah, like it feels fucking great, obviously. Like it feels sick. And this month's gonna be another record month without a doubt in my mind. But like where my vision's at now, that's where I wasn't like a couple of years ago. I didn't have like a long-term vision. Whereas now it's like, okay, cool, this is supposed to happen. This is the fucking work I'm putting in. This is what's gonna happen if I keep like doing all these steps. So in the next like 2-3 years, this is where I'm gonna be. And I know that's like what happens. So that's why I don't get like as excited when we hit big months, but it still feels fucking great.
Yeah, I hear that. Dude, it's the same for me. It's like, you know, Pete denomination's amazing. We're doing incredible things, but I'm like, we're not even close to where we want to be. So like, it's like, I always celebrate and I'm always like super proud of like, even like milestones like this. I'm like, this is super cool. We just hacked another person's Instagram account. Dude, you guys have been fucking asking for this for months, dude. Like people have been they're like, when's the next video coming out? So we did it, but I feel like this is just the beginning. So I definitely resonate with that. So I want to deep dive into your mindset a little bit because you're 23 years old, right?
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. Kid's 23 years old making more money than I was making when I was 23, that's for sure. So you're 23 years old, you're making $36,000 per month, almost got 1.5 social media followers. Can you talk a little bit about like, you just keep going all in? Like you've done the academy, you've done the mastermind for 2 years in a row. You've invested in the Elite Mastermind. Like you keep coming to all the fucking things, which is, by the way, why I fucking hacked your account. Cause I'm like, this kid is like, anytime somebody puts on for me, I'm like, I'm going to put on for this motherfucker too. So you just keep coming. Can you talk a little bit about your investment? Like what's your like mindset around like investing in yourself? Because at 23 years old, I'm sure that other 23-year-olds look at you and they're like, why are you spending so much fucking money?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, for one thing, it makes my taxes a lot easier.
Touche, bro.
It's like a no-brainer though. If you like invest however many.
Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
We had a funny conversation about that.
Yeah. So like investing into mentorships, like my tax guy told me it's like a huge write-off for me. Thank fucking God.
Because what was your tax bill before you told him about your mentorship? What was your tax bill before you told him?
It was like just under 50K.
$50,000 was his tax bill, and then
now it's 16.
Now it's 16K. So as soon as he wrote off all the shit he invested in, his tax bill went from 50,000 to 16,000. Fucking listen to that twice, okay?
Anyway, so that's why whenever you ask me to do something, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, cool, sick. It's like, of course, yeah.
Tax write-off.
I'm gonna learn cool shit. It's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna like be leveling up in my business because like even if like you invest into something and you learn like 5% more than where you were at, and that 5% gains you like I don't know, learning how to sell like one person a day, like for example. That's so much more like worth it than just kind of like looking on YouTube like, oh, how to sell online on TikTok, or like, and when you actually have someone who's like teaching you what to fucking do, who's in a position where you want to be, I don't know why you wouldn't invest into something like that. I used my fucking student loan for the CLA, like when I dropped out.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't have any student loans anymore, so.
That's fucking dope. How much was your student loan?
It was 12K.
Fucking bam, it's gone. I like that. And here's the thing about investing in yourself, because I think this is important, is sometimes investing in yourself just puts you in the room where you have the conversation with the person that you need to have with, and then that conversation is what leads to a spike. I remember me and you sat down at the mansion, but I actually don't think it was our conversation at the mansion that was a breakthrough. I think the breakthrough was when you had a one-on-one call with Janelle after the mansion, and you guys talked about the 6-week challenge. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
because I've ran challenges in the past. I would do like a 3-4 day challenge, then upgrade to a 6-week, then upgrade to my 4-month program. And pretty much where I was at, like I just got back from 3 weeks in Hawaii. We hit a record month of 25K back then in November. Then we had the Elite Mastermind. Then Janelle was just like, hey, let's do a one-on-one call. had to book in my own little time slot in her calendar, which was funny too. And it was like a week or two after, and my recurring like just fucking dropped because like we sold a bunch of PIFs for Black Friday.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like I'm having like a little midlife crisis or quarter life crisis right now because my recurring went down so low, and I haven't had it that low in a long time. So Janelle was like, oh, run a challenge, market it for a couple weeks, do a paid challenge, then upsell everyone. So I was like, oh, okay, let's see what I do. And I think we contracted like $18,000 or like $19,000 just from a 40-minute phone call that Janelle helped me with.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that. Cool. So let's get into a little bit of pre-yesterday. It was pre the day.
Pre-Friday?
Pre-Friday. Talk to me a little bit about your mindset coming into Friday.
Okay. Yeah, so I was like really fucking nervous because I was like, we averaged probably like around $800 a day like throughout the month because we've been averaging around 25K months recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like Brian wants to make a lot of fucking money. Like I've been grinding my ass off like doing all this shit, and we're at like 800 a day right now, which is super fucking good. Like I'm really proud of that. And I'm like, he wants to be hitting fucking 10K in a day? Like how the fuck are we gonna do this? So I thought we were gonna come in, go through the day in like 8 hours, it'd be like 3K or something.
Yeah.
Or like 4K. Like I knew we were gonna make some money.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that it was gonna be where it's at now. And it wasn't like I had no idea it was gonna set up the whole weekend and the fucking week for everything that it's gonna be doing now too.
Yeah. So you came in expecting to make maybe 1 to 3K.
About that, yeah.
So we made that in the first hour, dude.
Yeah. That was another thing too, because with like my clients, we're giving them like a good service, and we upgraded people for like Valentine's Day and shit. And I was like, fuck, I don't know how many people we can upgrade because I usually only like try to upgrade my clients in their last like 60 days. And you're like, no, fuck it, we're getting people on a year. And I've never like upsold people from my program from like a 4-month program to a 1 year. And you're like, nah, that's what we're doing. We're doing it. I was like, oh, have fun, man. Like, we'll see how this goes. And we made fucking 7K.
Dude,
in,
I
like,
love
30
that.
minutes.
My favorite part was like, okay, so we made this. You guys, by the way, you need to subscribe to the fucking YouTube because you're gonna get all the goodies if you subscribe. But my favorite part was when you're like, I asked you about your list. Like, why the fuck is there only 10 people on that list? You're like, the other ones will go for it. Like, put the other people on the fucking list. And then we ended up messaging the other people. And I think we ended up getting, we got four upgrades.
Four upgrades. 4 for a year.
Yeah, 4 for a year.
And before, what I would do is only like 4 months or 6 months, depending on where they're at.
Yeah.
But then you even said it to me. You're like, fuck, like you upgraded just randomly out of nowhere for another year. And I was like, oh yeah, good point. Like, I love the program.
Yeah, dude, 100%. If you're giving people a valuable experience, 100% they're going to go for it. So that was cool. What about so how many applications were you getting per week before this?
So that was a reason why I was nervous about this, because leading up to the 8-hour hack, it was like maybe 1 or 2 a day. But before that, we would get like, for like 2 years, we'd be getting probably close to like 15 to 50 to 100, depending on like what video popped off at the time. Yeah. So I was like so excited when we planned this a couple months ago because I had so much lead flow. And then it just went like to shit the last 2 weeks. And that's why I was super nervous. But obviously what we did, we fucking ended up getting 400 applications since
400 applications since Friday.
Since Friday.
400 applications since Friday. Okay, so we ended up generating $8,619 in the time. It's actually still on the fucking board. We're looking at it in the basement, which is dope. I also told Dawson, funny story. So we generated $8,000. On the YouTube, I said, if you get to $10,000, I will let you drive the Lamborghini. And what did you get to?
The next day.
No. I asked you what you got to.
I got $8,300, what was it, $319?
$8,319. No, in 24 hours, didn't you get to?
Oh, in 24 hours, we hit $9,978.
$9,978, dude.
I say this.
He was short by $22. You know the best part? He fucking sent me that, and I was like, that doesn't count as 10K. That's not 10K. That's 9,000. Why didn't you buy your own product? Why didn't you send it to Emily and be like, buy a fucking $30 product?
Wouldn't feel right.
Oh, you're a fucking bastard, dude. Fuck.
I was actually going to ask you something on the podcast, so you can't say no to me right now.
What?
When I hit 50, will you let me drive the Lambo?
Yep.
There we go. Cool. I got to drive it this month then. Sick.
Yeah. If you hit 50. I'm just fucking, you're driving my car. Now it's like, now I got to throw the ifs in there, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, so you hit 9,900. He almost hit 10K in 24 hours, which is fucking cool. That's crazy, by the way. I think I saw Chad out at the gym this morning. He looked a little jelly. He looked a little jelly, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Chad, if you're listening or watching this, you looked a little jelly. You looked a little peanut butter and jelly. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. I'm just gonna say it. Anyways, what has happened since then? So the weekend's over now. Yeah. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, it's coming out fucking quick. So you guys need to make sure you guys watch this shit because it's gonna blow your head dank off. Talk to me about what's happened since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in the 8 hours, we were doing a lot of sell by chat, like all these people. But I also have a closer who works for me who's fucking amazing. Shout out Ryan real quick. And we would be booking him calls over the weekend. He's got like a 70% close percentage. So we pretty much ended up booking him as many calls as possible. A lot of people ended up booking for Like yesterday, today, and tomorrow, he has 5 still tomorrow from
Yep.
what we were lead genning on Friday. And do you want to know the number, what we hit like
Yep.
over the weekend? We hit 13.5.
$13,500.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome.
It's only the 4th today too. So
Yeah.
we're at a run rate of 99K for the month.
Really?
If we maintain this, and he's got I think 4 or 5 calls tomorrow and a couple on a Wednesday as well.
Dude, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, me too.
I love
It's
that.
Sick. That's another thing I kind of wanted to come on here too for like everyone who's listening. Like for the longest time, like this is my second year in the mastermind, and I learned like so much shit, and like I pretty much had to like build my business, and then I had to like end up firing half my team because a lot of shit just wasn't really working, and then rebuild all my shit. So I had a lot of systems, a lot of things, but I was still like having all my hands in every single section. And it wasn't until I got my one closer who's taken over probably like 60% of the shit that I do, so I can focus on all the money generating activities, that like we just exploded in like 1 month from 25 to 36. It only took 30 days for us to do that. And the environment that you like put yourself in with like your employees and the people around you, your friends, is like the biggest fucking thing. Because like for the longest time I was just kind of grinding, busting my ass off, and we were still staying at like 20, 25K. And I was like kind of getting pissed off because we weren't like growing. We were doing fine. And it wasn't until like Ryan came into my business and like just helped me with so much shit, just because we're so aligned with everything. It's kind of like how with you and Cole, like you guys have the exact same fucking vision for the company and all that stuff. When you have that person that could like be that for you, it's just everything's gonna fucking skyrocket. And it's a lot more fun too.
That's cool. So talk a little bit about your relationship with Ryan. Like, how do you guys do you guys have like a communication cadence? Like for anybody listening that like might want to build that sort of relationship with somebody they work with?
Yeah, we like FaceTime each other all the time, talk to each other, even like outside of work related things too. Like we vibe super, super well. He actually just flew in here last night and I picked him up. We went to like a boards game cafe and just like went for dinner and shit with a couple other friends. And just finding someone that actually like you mesh super well with, not because of like, if there's someone who has like a great resume and stuff, but like you have like interview with them and you're like, this person like, I don't vibe well with them. It's probably not like the best feeling. You got to go with what your gut feeling is. And right away with Ryan, we connected super well. He is very knowledgeable and very like open to like learning from him as well, and like a lot of other shit like that. Like it just works super well. Like we're both like so like connected with like the way we see a lot of stuff. It just makes a lot of sense.
Cool. So actually, I've got a fun fact for you guys, and I told Dawson this before. I wasn't going to share this, but I'm going to share this to you guys on the podcast. I actually witnessed firsthand. So first of all, I've literally built my entire business, the whole thing, with Sell by Chat. Like we've generated over $20 million in sales in the last 5 years. All of it was with Sell by Chat, which is fucking cool. Like I'm super pumped on that. And my Instagram account's incredible for that. There's a lot of clients that join because they just like, they see my content, they love my content, they follow me, they consume, they get a lot of value, they listen to the podcast, and then eventually they just DM me and they're like, sign me up, which is dope. But we want to grow the business and we want to scale. And we're at a place right now where like we're signing 100 clients a month. Our retention rate is like 90 to 95%. But I was just telling Dawson, like, even with a 90 to 95% retention rate, when you have 1,350 clients, which is what we have, you're losing 108 clients a month. So when you sign 100 to 108 clients a month, you end up staying at the same. So I told my team, I'm like, we need to double our sales. And so we've been attempting different things to double our sales. And one of the things we did was trying to Sell by Chat, with text or whatever. But then I just like, when I actually sat down and I hacked your account, I told my team this morning too. I'm like, I saw it in real time. Like we ended up sending out with cold leads, because your account has like a lot of like colder leads because they just follow you.
Yeah, a lot of people just find us.
And I think this is relevant, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. But with cold leads will convert better over calls, period. 100%.
Oh, 100 fucking percent.
100%. Because like even if somebody like applies and they're interested, if they just think that they're a dollar sign to you, or they're not actually valuable to you because you're sending them a template loom or whatever, they're not going to reciprocate. Whereas you can get so much more information out of them on a sales call and you can dissect more. So I literally, because I watched it happen in real time, like we ended up booking 3 calls for that day. We sent out 9 Sell by Chats. Out of the 3 calls that we booked, 2 showed up, 1 paid in full. And then we sent out 9 looms. 1 converted. I guess 2 converted because 1 converted the next day.
Oh, there's 3.
3
converted.
3
converted out of the 9.
So 3 to 9.
I think we sent out 10 or 11, didn't we?
I think we might have sent out 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So 10 or 11 looms. We ended up converting 50% of the calls that we booked and 30% of the looms that we booked. I literally watched it happen. And so I was like, this is direct evidence that I need to start booking sales calls. And so I started. So like literally I've got 3 tomorrow.
That's what took me from where I was stuck at to like, I think it was like 30% growth in 1 month.
It's crazy.
So, and another thing too is all the clients are coming in off of talking with Ryan on the call. Because like when I was doing Sell by Chat the last couple of months, it was like they'd be excited, they'd be ready to go, and they're all like set and everything and like doing all the homework and shit. But now it's like I get like paragraphs from my new clients who are like, Ryan's been amazing. He helped me so much. Like he gave me a lot of clarity on XYZ, and I can't wait to get in the program. Then fast forward to the welcome call with the entire team on Sundays that I do. Every person like shows up for the call. Before it'd be like 50%. Every person is like introducing themselves. Before it'd be like 30%. So like every single person who comes off of a call with Ryan is like more than ready to go. Like so fucking ready.
Invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, it's super powerful. And I think that, you know, when I watched it happen with you, I was like, it's important to have both.
Yeah.
It's important to have both. Like it's important to know how to sell by chat because as an example, like if I'm on a plane to Mexico and I want to enroll a $1 million mastermind coach or a client or whatever, like I want to be able to sell by chat, or even like I just like to be able to do it like from my fucking bed at 9 p.m. If somebody's interested and they want to buy, like how do I sign up? I'm like, bam, check this out. Then they buy. I think it's important to sell by chat, but I also think it's important to call. And I literally, bro, like to this day, I was like, I will build my entire business with sell by chat. But then like watching that happen in real time, I was like, that's evidence that I need to fucking work on something. So that is the next phase for me.
It's all about like looking at your numbers too. That was one thing that since joining the mastermind, I've been looking at a lot more is like my closing percentage with looms. It was around like 30%. So like it was fine. It wasn't like bad. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
And with templates, I like feel like it's pretty decent. But then going from that to like people who show up on calls, he's closing at like 67, 70%.
Yeah, it's double.
It's like,
literally double.
Yeah, exactly. He's making a lot of money. Like we're making a lot of money. Everyone's happy. And like the clients are way more ready to go into the program.
Yeah, I learned a lot from hacking Dawson's account. And that's the thing is like, I'm still a student in this game. Like we're all still students. And Dawson's a perfect example of this. Like he's been in the program now for like 3 years.
Yeah, long ass time.
Still a student. I'm still a student and we're all still learning from each other. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube yet, do it. The Dawson video is coming out fucking soon. If you guys miss this, you're gonna punch yourself in the face because I give you everything. I give you the call to action that we do. I give you the DM script that we do. I give you the mini chat sequence that we do. I give you the extension message that we sent out. I show you in real time us converting these clients live. This is literally gonna be the most valuable YouTube video you've ever fucking watched in your life. Sorry, Shadow. Just joking. They're probably equal. Cool. Is there any other piece of advice that you'd like to give to the audience that's listening right now?
Pretty much just surround yourself with people who are like in the position you want to be in or are also working towards getting to that position that you want to be in. Because that was like the biggest switch for me in like the last like month and a bit. Like, just like I said, like the growth that I've had is like fucking awesome. And then like the last 30 days, like 6 weeks, it's skyrocketed. It's because I've been putting myself in the room with people, asking way more questions in the mastermind, asking the coaches questions, putting myself out there and just like, I don't know, just like making sure that like, one, I'm getting my fucking money's worth, everything that I've invested in, and also implementing every single thing that people tell me, and also batching everything too. So it's like for my content, for example, I'm sure I'm probably gonna get a couple people who DM me after this asking about that. Like one thing that I did with like content, which I'm also doing with like DMs, which it goes into everything, is like testing different things, testing different hooks, testing different like DM openers, testing different like ways to close, like all that shit like fucking matters. If you have the volume to do that, you might as well try and see what is the highest percentage and like take note of everything too, of everything that you're doing.
Boom. That's it. That's all. Where do they find you, bro?
Built by Dawson across all platforms.
Built by Dawson. 1.5 million social media followers. He's a fucking gangster. Let's go. Dude, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Earn the podcast. You didn't earn a Lambo drive yet, but you earned the podcast.
Not yet. I will this month.
You guys heard it here. All right. If Dawson hits 50K, I will let him drive the Lambo and we'll get a YouTube of it.
There we go.
All right, guys. Peace and love. Have the best of your entire life. Thank you so much for listening / subscribing. I'll talk to you guys in the next podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to my fucking YouTube. If you guys isn't going to be on the podcast, it's only going to be on my YouTube. If you guys want to watch how I made $8,619 in 8 hours for Dawson. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.